Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about it. And that's going to be up first. Keyshawn Davis returns this weekend in another showcase fight on ESPN. Now, Keyshawn Davis is a kid that a lot of people are very excited about. They are very high on. They think that he's going to be, one of the best, when it's all said and done. I think he's a pretty good fighter. I really like what he's on. I like what he's been doing in the ring and everything like that. But when it comes to the way that he's selling himself, it's not good. You know what I mean? It's just all this bravado, and these guys are about 5'4", 5'5", walking around here like they're 6'5" monsters. You know what I mean? And it's funny. It's cool that you're that confident in yourself, but when you're in public, you should pretty much have some damn sense. You know what I mean? And all that stuff that he was doing with Frank Martin and all the posturing and all that extra nonsense that he did during the Crawford Spence fight week was just unnecessary. And he really could have got hurt. That's what the problem was. You know what I mean? And there was another situation with another fighter, who's on Golden Boy, Floyd Schofield, that it almost did come to fisticuffs, and they actually had to have somebody from Keyshawn's camp call over to them to ask them to relax. You know what I mean? Because they were really adamant about catching a fade with him. And, it's cool to talk, but you have to be smarter than that at the end of the day. You got to be a true businessman. You know what I mean? Standing on business and saying all that other extra shit that all these people are saying nowadays, it's nonsense. Because when you're standing on business, you know how to be a professional. You know that you don't need to act up like that in public. And you know that at the end of the day, that all this stuff is going to make you better in the long run, but still you got to have respect for your opponents, and you got to have respect for guys in the game as well too, because these boxers, they all go through the same thing, man. And at the end of the day, they'll all be friends, but because fans play the back and forth game so much, the he said she said game so much, these guys feel like they have to show off. And you know what, Keyshawn, brother, you don't have to show off to anybody. You're a talented boxer. You are doing your thing. People are pulling up to watch you fight. People are actually excited about your future. So it's just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? In the great words of Roger Mayweather. And you know what? Forget what these people are talking about. Forget what these guys who are challenging you are talking about. Nobody's in position to make the decisions that they keep thinking that they can make for themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody has a job. Boxers box, managers manage, promoters promote, networks network. That's how it goes. And I think that we got too many people wearing too many hats, and that's what the biggest problem with the game is right now. And it got way too many people confused. And I think this weekend should be a good example of a guy that's really matured. You haven't seen him on too much social media lately. He's making sure that he's on weight and all that good stuff, and making sure that he's taking care of his business. And that's something that you can truly commend. And hopefully he can go ahead and keep showcasing some superior skills this weekend. We don't know exactly how this fight's going to turn out, because he's going against a guy who's a very well unknown, but he's somebody that they said is kind of tough. So let's see if he's going to be kind of tough. So with that, we move forward. Let's go ahead and talk about the main event for that card on Saturday, and that's going to be this fight.